there are certain regulations in our deen that came 15, 16, 17 years into the Quran. Quran came for 23 years. Some rules were revealed 16 years in, to the best generation ever. Hijab, for example, was revealed in the 16th year, arguably. Surah An-Nur. 16 years. For 15 years, Aisha radiallahu anha, Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha, Ummahatul Mu'mineen, the greatest sahabiyat, had no regulation of what? No hijab. When they walked down the street or somebody else walked down the street, you would not know they're Muslim by their appearance. You would not know. Those were the greatest people. These people left their homes for Islam. These people were tortured for Islam. These people went into war for Islam. They starved for Islam. But they didn't have a hijab on yet. They didn't have it on yet. Why do you think that is? Why didn't Allah just send it from the beginning? Well, if you're a Muslim, take shahada, put a hijab on. You could have done that, right? And this is the greatest generation, willing to make the most sacrifices. If they're willing to sacrifice their home, they're willing to leave, be killed, be tortured. What's a piece of cloth on your head? Reveal it in, like, after Fatiha. Be done with it. Like we do when somebody takes shahada, you need to put a hijab on now. Immediately. If you study Surah An-Nur carefully, you know what you find out? It's not easy for a woman. That's not an easy decision. Some things are easier than others. Some things take time. Allah took His time giving that revelation. We don't take our time easing somebody into things. We want it on them right away. Immediately. The hukum is the hukum, I agree. The regulation is the regulation. But study some seerah. Understand how the Quran came. The Quran is not just a book of rules. It encapsulates the legacy of our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How is Islam given? It's not just the rules. How were those rules given? How do you put them inside somebody's heart, not just on their head? How do you do that? And by the way, when you try your way, force your girls, force somebody, what happens? What happens? 1 year, 6 months, 2 months, 2 weeks, and then they take it off and they'll never put it on again now because you forced it the first time. And it reminds them of how forced they felt the first time. So even though they say I should wear it, it just reminds me of the arguments I used to have and I feel bad and I don't want to wear it. Backfires. Allah's way works, our way doesn't. Our way doesn't. We just want to mold people into a certain image. Allah changed hearts way before He changed behavior. Way before He changed behavior. This is important to understand. We're living in a time where Muslims are very far from Islam. And getting them to follow the rules of Islam is not the first priority. Getting their hearts to be reconnected to Allah is the first priority. Then when Iman comes, everything else comes. Everything falls into place. When that's not there, nothing will be there. Connect people to Allah's book. Connect people to 16 years worth of revelation. Not one ayah which you can't even quote. And you're behind that, because if that's not there, what Islam is there? Astaghfirullah. And I'm just picking one example of the hijab. There are plenty of other examples of things we make the biggest deal. That's the top priority, and nothing else matters, when that's not the case. Goodness to your family is a big priority in our deen. We don't highlight that, you know? Anyway.